Sleeping Giants by Sylvain Neuvel. I never expected to pick up this book. Sylvain Neuvel wrote one of my absolute favorite sci fi books that I have ever read, A History of What Comes Next. And that series kind of broke my heart because it's such a well constructed idea, but the execution just doesn't ever match up to the idea, and each book gets worse and just a little dumber. And he just doesn't really, in that series, didn't really seem to know what to do with these characters and this plot and this idea as a whole. So I never thought I would read from him again because I've heard similar things about this series, the Themis Files. But then in my year long readathon that I am taking part in, TBR Trek, hosted on the Wide platform by Expedition Through Pages, we had a prompt that was last chance for an author. So I figured I would read this one with the thought in mind of like, do I think he's going to do better with this one? Did not have the highest hopes. And once again, this book starts off awesome. It has such a cool premise. We are following this story through interviews with like a shady government agent kind of guy with a bunch of connections, and he is interviewing these different key players in this project. And one of them is a PhD physicist who found a big giant metal hand as a child and then goes on to study this hand as an adult. And as we delve through like these interviews and different files of what's going on, we discover the story of this is like a whole robot that was put together by an ancient civilization and then spread across the globe. So all the pieces are in different parts of the world, and they, put together this big robot, and there's drama and there's action. And then I just get to the end and I'm like, I can already tell, like, he does not know what to do with the rest of the series. I will not be continuing on. Maybe I'll read one of his standalones. I don't know. But even at the end, like toward the end of this book, I was like, okay, we have this giant fighting robot and we don't know what to do with it. But I do really respect how he integrates like world politics, and I do love like his characterizations. I love all the characters. I like the way they interact. I like the way the global politics works. I think it's a really, really interesting, cool idea, but just the execution of the plot and where we go from there is middling. So that's what I have to say about Sleeping Giants. Okay, thanks, bye.